the legendary.
What up? What up?
Freeway
What up, man? What up,
Ricky
Joe?
Ross.
In the building, man.
The legendary. Now, Freeway, I don't know you personally, but I respect you and everything you've come from. I respect the fact that you're able to stay out of jail.
Well,
How many years you been out of jail?
I've been out going on 11 years now.
Shit. Like,
Hey, Joe.
I mean,
hey, Joe, we did our time off of you in Big Pond. What you saying?
no.
In the basement. Rap City.
All that. Yeah, you know, rest in peace, Pun, man. And, you know, we always, every time I made my music, I got so many homies that did so much time in jail and did, you know, so many years that I would picture them in a cell. And when I made my music, this real shit, I would paint the picture so that when you heard it, you felt like you was there. Like you was there when the shit was going down and everything we was saying, whether it was the skits, it was the music, the shit we was doing. And, you know, I got lucky, you know, a little luckier than you. You know, I got out the game right on time when they invented the RICO law and all my friends was getting 70 years. And they was like, yo, the Tremont mob, 60 of them got caught. And, yo,
I stayed a few years too long.
Boys,
I stayed
48 of them. And then that's when I said, yo, you know what? I'm going to rap. I'm going to change my life. And I got blessed and I got lucky. That's why I believe so much in God. But I've always made music or carried myself as an individual with them in mind and the era I came from and repping them the right way to make sure, you know, we don't never look like clowns out here. We do this the right way. We put out the right music. We represent the right morals. And that's where I've been at with it. You know, as far as you, I mean, give somebody here the brief story about you. You ain't got to go into too much, but, you know, you was the biggest.
I grew up in South Central Los Angeles. Started selling dope at 19 years old. Was really trying to be a tennis player, though. You know what I'm saying? I was really trying to be a square. I tell all my friends, I really want to be a square. You know what I'm saying? That street shit wasn't what I wanted. You know, it was kind of like forced on me. But I accepted it, you know, as my own. And a lot of times, you know, we good at making stuff that ain't good for us ours. We claim it and be willing to die and kill for it. So I started selling dope at 19. I started with $125. Before I went to prison, you know, I had days I made as much as $3 million in one day. My last 2 years, I made at least $1 million every single day. Not profit, but, you know, that kind of money went through my hand with the re-up money and whatnot. Got arrested at 28. Got lucky. You know, I had some cops on my team that was crooked, was stealing money and planting drugs and going to court line and everything. So I was able to be smart. I hired a private investigator to investigate them before I ever got arrested. I got my first RICO indictment dropped from that. Wind up doing 5.5 years on that. Got out before I could get established again because I've been messing with the music for a long time. You know, I was in the music business.
I saw that on the Drink Champ. Shout out my brother Nori, where you was already messing with the music. You could have signed Dre and NWA.
I could have had the whole West Coast music business. I had the money to put it on. I had the connections. I knew Dick Griffey, Otis Smith, Berry Gordy in the early 80s, you know, like 83, 84. I knew DJ Pooh, King T, you know. I even got the Alcoholics signed while I was in jail. Bars. From behind bars, yeah. I got them.
You know what was crazy for me, Rick? I used to be in Harlem, and I knew this guy. He was a former dope fiend, but now he was making money. So you know the dope fiends, they hands where they shot the dope was like puffy, was almost like a baseball glove.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely. Like, it gets
rough.
rough.
Shooting dope. shooting dope gone wrong or something where this shit is like elephant, right? So there was this dude, his name was Man. And I remember when I was getting a couple of dollars, I had it too. He pulled me over in Harlem because we was in Harlem. He pulled on a block and they had about 10 tenement buildings, like what we would call crackhead buildings. And he was like, yo, Joe, buy every one of these buildings right here. They only want $1 for them. As long as you fix them up, your own. Now, them shit's worth $5-10 million each one of those brownstones.
No
But I
doubt,
ain't
no
listen
doubt.
to him. I was busy buying jewelry, buying cars. I ain't listen to him. And he tried to put me on to the future. And you, in a bigger way, you was there with Barry Gordy. Barry Gordy is Motown. You was there with the biggest in the game.
Well, I
So
was there
you chose to rock with them.
With some of the first independent, those dudes were the first independent record labels. I had my hand on the post, but you know, I was a young dude. I wasn't but 24 years old, no high school diploma, no formal education, didn't know his daddy. You know, my big homies was Tookie Williams, Cartoon, you know, dudes that you know, you look back now and you be like, wow, you know, lucky I didn't follow that path. So you know, I didn't really know much, you know.
Yeah, because you was more of like getting. Don't let me put things in the air, but you was more like, not to elaborate, but you was more into like you born somewhere else. The whole purpose of me doing this with you is to show people that you can become a product of your environment. A man who's as intelligent as you, who built the business that was making $3 million a day. Had you been born in the suburbs somewhere, you could have owned General Electric or Fortune 500 company the way you ran this.
Well, no doubt. You know, when I look back at life, life is really all about getting your light bulb turned on. You know, if you look back at your life, you was going along and then somebody put you up on rap. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who that person is, but if you think back to that person, that very first person that brought it to your attention, and then somebody started to tell you that you could make it in rap. Because if we never get schooled, then we don't know. You know, you can't know what you don't know unless somebody teach you. So you know, when I look at it, I became a product of my environment. I started doing what everybody else in the neighborhood was doing. They made selling dope look cool and be cool, and I thought it was cool. So I got in.